A very warm welcome to you all, wherever you are, to today's edition of Unlocked SK, the original interactive talk show, broadcasting to you live from our micro streaming studio here on the beautiful island of Corfu in sunny Greece. Should you, for whatever reason, experience an interruption to our transmitted broadcast today, please log on to our website at www.StudioKerkyra.com, or else the video platform that is Vimeo.com, or good old YouTube, and now Twitter and Twitter's Periscope. And as always, I'm very happy and relieved to know that we have the assistance of the hard-working, wonderful producer Claire Haas, who will be answering all your comments on Facebook Live Messenger and taking those elusive calls from Skype. And of course, you know what I'm going to say next. No broadcast would be complete without the irredoubtable, irrepressible, one and only Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Hi, Adrian. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching again. Today, episode 4 four already from unlocked
Like
SK, so out from the lockdown status into unlocked, and we are out and about again. And today we show you the beautiful view over the Lake Kyrgyzstan and Halikounas Beach. It's fantastic. It's great. What a day, and we weren't sure if we could come at all today because of the thunderstorm we had earlier.
Absolutely, it was a bit of a mighty one. Lots of people on the island suffered badly with downpours. Fortunately, here in Halikounas, we missed the worst of it, but we were a little bit unsure earlier on. So actually, it's quite a mini miracle, Thomas, that the sun has come out just as the time when our lovely viewers and friends across the globe are tuning into us. And it's a lovely sunny 22 at the moment, by the way, just in case you want to know.
Oh, yeah. It's great. But if you can see now, I just took the telelens and we are very, I zoomed in as much as I could to the
zoom,
beach bar down at Halikounas Beach. But let me say hello to Anthony van der Krank. Yes, I'm the first, he said. Lol. No.
We love that, Anthony. Nice one, man.
That's great. Hello, my friends and Corfuholics.
Yes, we love that term, don't we? Corfuholics. We're certainly afflicted with that disease. But what a lovely disease to have, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the best disease to have at the moment.
Yeah,
I tell you that one. No?
Yeah, you're right.
Steve
there,
is watching. Hi, Steve. Is at Van der Krank at the double. So it's Richard Sedeby is saying, hi, Thomas. Adrian, Claire, how are you? Yeah, we are fantastic. We are great.
Absolutely. All the better from hearing from you, Richard, and all our other wonderful friends and viewers across the globe.
And Lorraine Smith from Portsmouth. Hello, guys. Very warm and sunny in Pompey.
Great.
Hope all still well in Corfu. Yes, we are very well. Well, we're great here, actually. I mean,
thank you,
the
Lorraine.
weather
yes,
is picking up greatly.
Super.
I mean, except the thunderstorm we had, but it was beautiful to see. No, and we had the fly past.
We did.
Of the Jets today.
The first
Halikounas, everybody. So 21st of May, and that's what the integration of Corfu to Greece.
The Ionian Islands, yes, that's right.
Not the whole of the Ionian Islands.
1864, after British rule, consulate rule here, which ended on that date a long time ago.
So a very important day for the Ionian Islands. Well done. Great. Celebrate. Guys, congratulations. And here Margaret Johnston is saying, hi everybody, still hot and sunny in Kent.
Well,
great.
That's good for you, Margaret. Nice one.
Xenia is saying, hi from chilly but sunny Corfu. It's a little bit chilly. We are right here, we're in Halikounas. I mean, it's always a little bit warmer here than anywhere else, isn't it?
It does tend to be the odd degree higher, yes. Sorry, Xenia, we're trying to bring you some warm waves your way from sunny Halikounas.
Yeah, definitely. Margaret Johnston, 27 degrees here. Nice.
Wow,
Steve Bowers. There. Yeah, Steve Bowers. A warm hello from a warm Manchester. Believe you had a bit of rain in Corfu. Yeah, we got that.
That's a nice understatement. Good one. But we were lucky here, Steve, at Halikounas.
Anthony is saying 27 hot and a little windy. No, it is. Great. Lavinia is saying, hi, Winnie. Loved the storm earlier today. Now I can see my beloved Epiriot Mountains again for the first time in about a week.
Really?
Yeah, remember all the dust, all the thing that was in the air.
Right,
it was really strange to see that.
It is very clear. The vision and the vista here is crystal clear today after the storm. So it's wonderful.
And here we go. Margaret Black is saying, hi, Claire, Adrian and Thomas. Hope all is well in Corfu. Very hot in sunny Durham.
Nice one, Margaret. Always a pleasure to hear from you in beautiful County Durham.
Then Gary Norman is writing in, hi guys, great show. Thank you so much. Gary, it's great. Richard Zebedee, I be gardening. That's again. What are you gardening? What are you planting? Send us some pictures. Come on. I mean, we want to know. John Jagger is saying, hello, Christopher Dabana. Afternoon, guys. Did you miss the rain? No,
yes, we did. Just by the skin of our teeth, and a very good, warm Karaspera to you all.
The Jerry O.D. is writing and saying, lovely weather here in Donegal today. Maybe you sent some weather this way.
Well, we did try, Jerry. Thanks for picking up on that. Yes, good one.
We're trying very, very hard. Sarah Roseman, hi from a hot and sunny Kent. Melita is saying, Gronia Bola to all Costas and Elenis today. Corfu celebrates the unification of the Ionian Islands in 1864.
Great.
Exactly what you said. The British handed over the island after the protectorate, leaving behind a wonderful legacy.
Particularly cricket. We have to mention the cricket, don't we? Yes.
So, no, great guys. Thanks for writing in. Thanks for taking part again. Bound Bollock. Hello from a hot, sunny Dover, Sarah and Paul. Hello, Sandra and Paul. Sorry, Sandra and Paul. Hi, guys. Nice
Hello.
to see you
yes,
again.
Absolutely. We really are real and we're live, Sandra, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, man. Oh, and here is Jeffrey Baxdale saying hello from sunny Sidmouth, Devon. Do you know that?
No, I don't particularly know. I've heard of it, but
Sidmouth.
I've never actually been there. Sidmouth, yes. Hello, Jeffrey. Hope you're enjoying your day.
Yeah, I think it's well,
sounds good to me. The weather in the UK
great
sounds
at the moment.
great.
No, man,
Yes.
we in paradise. We on the road through paradise here, and that's why we taking you every day, so Monday to Friday. We try to find the best locations for you, and mobile as we are, we gonna go for it. But let's talk a little bit what's happening today. Today it's a strange way, isn't it? I'm getting here the first. Let me see where I find that now. Thanks, guys, for writing messages. It's great, but I just saw something about a flight coming. Here, Steve Bowers, hoping to come out. Flights booked for the 7th of July. I mean, that maybe is possible or not, is it?
July sounds a safer bet than June, I have to say. Here's one piece of news that emerged on Monday from the EU. The EU announced that 11 states have agreed a new set of travel rules to allow cross-border travel whilst minimising the risk of COVID-19. Those countries are as follows: Greece, Austria, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Germany, Italy, Slovenia, Malta, Spain and Portugal. Unfortunately, no mention of the UK there. The idea, in theory, is that these are similar countries with similar infection rates, but as you can hear from that list I've just read out, we wouldn't automatically agree with that, would we, Thomas? Because there's at least a couple of countries on there that have had a very high infection rate and, unfortunately, fatality rate. But that's what the EU announced on Monday.
Okay, I mean, it's a lot of confusion at the moment. You're reading that out now. I heard yesterday somebody from the ITV were talking with the Prime Minister of Greece, and he said, no, it doesn't look good for Brits to be accepted here in Greece because the virus profile, the pandemic profile is completely different to the Greek one. So, of course, the UK is much higher in the profile than Greece. So I have no idea how this works, because on the other side, then you hear, no, it's not a problem. 1st of July, we gonna start, especially Ryanair is starting a little bit before that already, and people still have their tickets. People are still booked. They don't have a cancellation. Some people are still able to book tickets. That's gets me.
That's the funny thing, yes.
So what's that all about?
I don't know. We asked a member of staff from one airline, and they said, it's easy for the airlines to then cancel when the flights can't go to their destination for COVID-19 reasons. It's easier for them to cancel after the fact than before when they're still due. If you can make sense out of that one, that's a good one. EasyJet, Thomas, announced today that they're going to start a limited domestic service from the 15th of June. But don't get too excited. It's only within the UK and within France at the moment.
Okay, that's the only two places. So that's now 15th of June.
Flights, 15th of June onwards. They did say that they're going to give it a go for a week to see how it goes. And this very much seems to be the notion coming out of airlines. We heard the same from Wizz a couple of weeks ago. They're experimenting, playing around just to see how it develops.
Okay, now let's see how that goes. Let me say quick warm hello to Tom Giddings. He's saying, hello everybody, nice and sunny in Appledore.
Oh, he's still in Appledore. Oh, we spoke about that yesterday. Good one, Tom. Hope you enjoy your lovely stay there, because it's such a beautiful place on the North Devon coast.
Yeah, and Stuart Maroon is writing in saying, hi from Middlesbrough, home of the Barmo.
Right.
What?
Yes, that's flown right over our heads. Do educate us, please, there, from wonderful Middlesbrough. To tell us all about Middlesbrough. We're a bit light on information from that lovely part of the world. So I think we need hegemocating, don't we, Thomas?
Probably, man. It sounds like it. But, okay, Anthony van der Krank is writing in Transavia.
Right.
No, that's the
Dutch airline. Low
no?
cost, yes, we found that out the other day.
Low-cost airline, it's great. Begins flights to Greece on the 4th of June, and tourists fly half July, so in the middle of July around. So,
well, that's strange, Thomas, because that country is not in the list of countries that I've just read out from the EU making that announcement on Monday. So you see, our lovely viewers and friends, it's very hard for us to give you exact, accurate information because, as you've just heard for yourselves, it's all over the place.
Oh, it is, and I don't know what to make out of it, because when I look, just have the article from the Katamarini, the Greek newspaper, on the back, and they saying, Prime Minister said, okay, the tourist season
Yeah.
officially starts in Greece on the 1st of July. That's
right.
it.
Yes.
I don't get that now.
I can tell you what the Prime Minister said. He actually said exactly that. And I'm going to quote now. He said, the tourism period begins on the 15th of June, when seasonal hotels can reopen. And he goes on to say, let us make this summer the epilogue of the COVID-19 crisis. Unusual choice of word, epilogue. I normally associate that with the end of a fantastic Shakespeare play, like Henry V, for instance. They always have an epilogue there. But the Prime Minister, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, has said that in relation to ending this dreadful pandemic. He says that his passion, or I beg your pardon, he says our passion, that is always inspired by Zenios Zeus, who, amongst other things, was the god of hospitality. And that's where this notion of xenia and philoxenia comes from, this amazing, incredible level of hospitality shown to strangers by the resolute and wonderful Greek people, especially on this paradise island of Corfu. Yes, it's there, isn't it? And if you don't believe me, read Homer and the Odyssey. That will tell you about how wonderful the hospitality here is on this island.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the other thing here just over my shoulder, and I can see what else the government said.
Right,
they said the opening of the borders may also initial the seasonal hotels.
Right.
Yeah, could start business from the June 15th. Year-round hotels will first. So, but
that's in keeping with something I've got here.
Yeah, that fits again. And then he said, but now 25th of May, some European countries already allowed to come to Greece.
Right. Also, coming on from what the Prime Minister said yesterday, on the 1st of June, business and family tourists will be able to move to and fro Greece and Serbia and Bulgaria, where there'll be no need for them to be quarantined. Those services will be expanded to all travellers from the 15th of June to those countries, Greece, Serbia and Bulgaria. You see how complicated it is? There isn't much
there's not
joined
much
up logic here, is there?
No, I just get that here now up on the screen, and the government has decided to open Greek borders for tourists from the European Union, the Schengen area, and Israel by July 1st at the latest, but possibly even earlier from mid-June. And that is the Catamarini newspaper understands that from an interview. So it is confusing, and I have no idea what's going to happen, but I can see, and we can say that here on the island, when you see now, you just have the picture of the beautiful beach bar here in Halikounas on the screen. There's not a lot of movement going on.
No, we've only seen one car since we've been pitched up here, haven't we? It's very sad. One bit of good news, if you happen to be living in Slovenia, beautiful country, they're offering, would you believe, Thomas, €200 worth of vouchers if you're inclined to stay at home and have your staycation holiday in Slovenia. So they're actually bribing people to stay at home with €200.
But Germany is doing the same.
Really?
I mean, they say, have holidays at home, do camping, leave the economy at home. And that's other countries I heard they do. I heard it from Spain. I heard it from Italy. But what gets me on the list now, what are allowed to come to Greece, there is Italy and Spain on it.
Yes, that's what concerns me a bit, because they are hardly the same level of infective cases and fatalities that Greece is proud to boast about.
They're not far behind the United Kingdom.
Exactly.
The United Kingdom is blocked from coming.
Yes,
but Spain and Italy, that's all right, where the economies are so down the drain at the moment. I want to know how people can afford to go on holiday after the last 3 months. Everybody's moaning, I lost my job, I don't get paid, I don't have enough money for food. I mean, remember 2 weeks ago I spoke with an Italian, and he painted a very grim picture about Italy, where he comes from. And he said he's using that now just to have a little bit off, because when he goes home to Italy, he knows economically he probably can't afford for the next 10 years to go anywhere, because everything he built over 20 years is gone.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's just gone.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, but you hear that from people. Then you look into the news and you hear different things. So I'm not surprised at all that people are confused.
No, you'll be pleased to hear this line. This is, again, from the EU, possibly from the same meeting on Monday. And the EU made a statement to say that they have agreed to do, quote, whatever it takes for the quick and full recovery of European tourism. So there we are. We've had it straight from the horse's mouth, as it were. The EU are going to do whatever it takes to get the tourism going again.
So to get the economy going, because that's the most important thing at the moment. It's not about lives lost and all the NHS workers who given their lives to fight that and make for us a better future now and get destabilized. So it is contradicting. The whole thing is contradicting. And one side in the press conference, they tell you how bad it is and how worse it's maybe gonna get. And on the other sentence, they throw in, there's maybe a vaccine available. That's the next confusing thing. Is there now something available? Is there now something they're hoping to do? Or is this just all, I don't know.
There's, as we said many times, there's over 100 separate programs going on globally to find a vaccine against COVID-19. I am currently doing some work on a vaccine from the United Kingdom. I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. That does involve Oxford University. One further thing that the Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis said was that Greece has shown by its handling of the crisis that it was a passport of safety, credibility and health. And he went on to say that it had provided a hygienic shield in every location of hospitality. Let's see whether that comes to be fruition.
I mean, we can talk. I wanted to talk. We can talk about that then tomorrow again because,
yes, of course. But I have got one bit of fabulous good news for everybody. Get this, Thomas. Did you know that the Greek government have announced a temporary reduction of VAT from 24% down to 13% for all transport, including flights, bus, coach, and rail? So it's a temporary reduction from 24% down to 13%. So that's a very welcome bit of news, isn't it? Of course, that is assuming you can get here and enjoy this beautiful holiday paradise island of Corfu.
Yeah, I mean, there I was just talking beautiful holiday. Josie Davies is writing in and saying beautiful in Burgess Hill near Brighton.
Burgess Hill, yes.
Yeah, I got Brighton Beach a picture what we got sent in. I show this in a minute.
Yeah.
But here she is carry on saying it's not looking great getting to Corfu. Listen to that. For my 85th time.
Oh, fantastic. You're
so
a
this
trooper.
year is
Wonderful.
the 85th time for her to come to Corfu, and it looks like it's not gonna happen.
Well, maybe you could squeeze in 2 visits next year and keep your fantastic record going. I can see why you've come here 85 times or 84 times.
Definitely.
We don't need to guess that one. No,
but
really
that's
is amazing.
Paul Hughes sent us a picture from what he took from Brighton Beach earlier. Have a look at that. I know it's not a big picture. He took this on his mobile, but that's how Brighton Beach looks at the moment. So much for social distancing.
Well, there isn't any. And do you know what, Thomas? That looks like a picture. It could have been taken on a bank holiday Monday from Brighton. It's the same level and volume of crowds. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but here Steve is saying, it might regarding coming here. It's saying, it might well be an epilogue of British travelers love Corfu. It feels like we have been singled out. We have always been 2 weeks behind Italy, and now Italy and Spain and Portugal, etc., all allowed back. The UK, although having a big death count, has brought it down to marginable levels.
That's a very good point, Steve. We totally agree with what you're saying there. One possible explanation that I did come across the other day, I think I briefly mentioned it a couple of days ago on a broadcast here of Unlocked SK, and that was because of the UK's impending withdrawal from the EU at the end of this current year. They're reluctant to get the UK joined in with current legislation regarding travel, because it's all going to change again when the UK does leave the EU. So maybe that's one possible reason why there is this seemingly reluctance to involve the UK like they would have done only a year ago.
Yeah, Carlo Risso is writing in. Hi, Carlo. Thanks for watching. Nice to see you again. It's saying it seems that Greece has beaten the UK in time concerning travel announcement with flights from the UK to Corfu starting on the 1st of July. However, we still don't know what the story is from the UK quarantine or not.
No.
What a shambles. But we heard that they waving that.
They keep using this wonderful word soon. And this has been going on now for a minimum of 3 weeks. We've been hearing and saying to you, good people, soon. We don't know any more than you do, Carlos, but thanks very much for writing in and drawing it to our attention.
Yeah, and hello to Peter Bowley. Peter Bowley is watching. Richard Zebedee is saying, I'm missing my Greek meals as well, because
I
he
bet.
got from Stuart Marin the top, missing my Greek gyros and all my Greek meals. So it's
Ooh,
a
the
thing that
gyros is
Nikos
quite
Louvros
popular,
is
isn't
watching from London, Nikos and Annabelle, and
Ah.
saying, confused again, Thomas.
Yeah, we usually
They're
are, Nico.
confused.
Nico, maybe you can help to alleviate one bit of confusion that we are suffering currently at the moment. Yesterday, you mentioned a place called the Village Grill, and lots of other our viewers said, oh, it's the best place. Where is it, Nico? We'd love to try these gyros that you were banging on about.
It's great. And here, Gary Norman is writing in and saying, a Greek friend of mine owns a bar in Roda. Said
Right.
he's opening 1st or 2nd of June. But
Okay.
that's the case everywhere here, because we've been out a couple of times. One whole week we were driving around.
Yeah.
We met people. I mean, we were shocked a little bit just seeing that most of the people don't wear masks. Not even the shopkeepers or people in service.
No,
You know,
not many.
they're just in their supermarkets. We saw normally it's mandatory. I mean, I'm not wrong. It's mandatory for staff in shops to wear face masks.
That's what it was said and as told to us. But I think one possible answer as to why that is the case is that on all the recent films that people have seen of the Greek Prime Minister out and about on the streets of presumably Athens, he's not wearing a mask either. Neither is any of his entourage, or indeed many of the people around in the crowd. So if the person at the top doesn't wear a mask, you can't really expect everybody else to, can you? Same goes for Donald Trump, I would say. Not that the two men are the same. They're not the same at all, and I don't wish to incur that they are.
No, but what's happened with leading by example?
Well, exactly. That's the point.
You know what is it mandatory to do that? And then you address a nation and you don't wear a mask.
No.
And everybody's doing the same. I mean, I can't blame the people here in Corfu because
No,
we
of course
got
not.
nothing.
No, well, absolutely.
We are safe here. How it looks and how we
we're
got
touching
told
wood
we
on
are
that.
touching wood, but we are safe here. We don't have any case of COVID-19
officially,
here
according
on the
to
island.
the official
of course,
figures,
officially.
but I'm not going to say that that's the case. I'm not going to stick my neck out and say that. I don't know any more than anyone else does, whether there has or has not been any cases. But officially, there are none, and the case that was taken off to the mainland very quickly a few weeks ago, wasn't it? So we don't know. We're told that there are no cases, but we're told that. I cannot know. No one at StudioKerkyra can independently confirm or corroborate that, I'm afraid to say.
So, and I'm just switching over here so you can see us too. I got some messages in. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for tuning in. It's so fantastic to hear from all of you. And if you have anything to say, you want to comment what we're talking about, don't hesitate. Write us a comment now here live on Facebook or send us an email to inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. I got a little bit the sun on my screen, so it's hard to see. But Ella Cella Apartments and Studios is saying, that's great, that's good information, that's what we want to know. We are gonna open our blue bar with Bull, who is already for 2 weeks. No, so they fixed this already for the last 2 weeks, but they open on the 25th of May, and that's Monday,
good.
Isn't it?
That sounds great. Yes, look forward to that. Wish you all the success in the coming season. Let's hope there is one. Hello, everybody.
There is a Barbara saying there's also a tax cut on coffee.
Oh,
yeah.
Here,
I mean,
thanks for telling us that, Teresa.
See how excited you got.
I'm very excited. Yes, we didn't know about that. It was all about travel. Good Lord. Brilliant.
So,
I'm very pleased to hear that. Yeah, nice. Bring it on. That's what we say to that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of messages coming in, and this whole, it is the confusion a little bit.
Corfusion.
Yeah, it's really confusion. It's mad because wherever you ask, yesterday I asked about the masks.
Yeah. You did. We're always asking somebody.
I know,
you know?
But yesterday I asked somebody and said, okay, what's with the mask? Is this mandatory for you in the shops, in the shop, as owner and as staff to wear the masks? That's law. That's what the Prime Minister said. That's what came out in the latest press conference again. And then you go around and you don't see anybody wearing. Then you ask, and then you get, nah, this is up to you if you wear. And I said, no, it's not true. No. It is. If you shopkeepers, if you work and you handle customers in a taverna, what you have to wear masks. That's it. It's mandatory.
But not everybody is.
No, but then they argue with you. It's not. So where's the disconnect? I don't see the disconnect. You know what I mean?
One thing that sticks in my memory, the first film I saw of the Greek Prime Minister doing a walkabout in Athens, which was just a few days ago, as I said, that his entourage and he himself was not wearing a mask, but the shopkeepers who came to their doorways to greet him and say hello were all wearing masks. So maybe on the Greek mainland and particularly in Athens, people on the front line, as it were, are wearing masks, but there isn't that much evidence of mask wearing here at the moment in Corfu.
No, not at all.
Maybe Corfu town is a bit different, I have to say, and be honest, I haven't been there recently.
No, we haven't been to town for over 2 months. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Is that long? Is it?
It's that long already, man. Yeah, I think it's 68 days or what we have not been to Corfu town because we got told not to go. As a media organization, don't go in there. There's restrictions. We only were allowed since Monday the 18th now to move. And we keep to these things, definitely. Melita is saying here, well, I'm very worried that Greece will have no herd immunity when they welcome all these tourists next month with very little testing. See, that's the next thing.
Well, on that subject of testing, one other thing that the Prime Minister said from Greece the other day was that testing would be available to travellers arriving in Greece should they wish to. Well, that's a lot different to what we've been saying up to now. It was only a week or so ago, or 2 weeks, I think, Thomas, when you read out a story about a lady arriving from Belgium to Athens who was tested.
Yes, she was tested. Yeah. She said this worked fantastically. They came off the aeroplane, they got tested immediately, and then transferred to a nearby hotel. Well, everything government-based, the Greek ones. Yes. In this hotel, they were waiting until the test results came back. And she said it was around 6-7 hours. They had the test results back. If you were positive, they kept you in this hotel. And if you were negative, then they let you carry on to your destination. But you have to self-isolate for 7 days.
7
so
days,
that's the rule.
Right, okay. Thank you for telling me that. I wasn't sure. But it seems now there's been a shift in policy of testing. Now it's sort of voluntary. If you want one,
exactly. Then you read the next thing.
Well,
that's why.
Where's the safety factor in that? I mean, we all have our strong opinions, and I think Thomas is absolutely quite right when he says there's been a big paradigm shift of mindset, as it were, from saving human lives as being the most number one priority to suddenly making the economy the number one priority. This is going on around the globe, of course. But the notion that we are a small island in the beautiful Ionian Sea and therefore we have some extra safety from that, I don't think it's going to hold much water. Frankly.
Let me go back to the picture I just showed earlier. That one. Paul Dew is just writing in, that picture is Southend Beach yesterday. Brighton is bad today, he says. So apologize, that's Southend.
It's not Brighton.
Sorry, my mistake.
Southend, yes.
Yeah.
Longest pier in the world, apparently. Hope it's still there.
But while we're talking now about the masks, about all the regulations, why they easing it, well, I have not heard anything about easing. That's what is coming in from Annabelle Louvros, and I think that's a good one. Have a look at that, no?
Yeah. Right, okay, yes.
And that's true. Mine protects you, yours protects me. That's how you have to see it. Annabelle, thank you so much for that. But that's in the end of the day is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's not, you have to look after each other. So it's not, I don't want to wear a mask because it makes me feel uncomfortable. Or I heard yesterday, as example, from a girl, no, I'm not wearing one. Is my makeup, what do you think about how my makeup gonna look like when I take it off? Okay, if this is your biggest concern in a crisis like that, is there really hope?
Is that a rhetorical question? I don't know. There is another one on the mask.
Yeah, know what?
Did you come across, unfortunately, I didn't take greater note of it. I wish I had now. Someone's put out there a mask on the market that can open up for when you're eating. Did you see that? I mean, that looks extraordinary to me.
I have not seen that at all.
It just opens up when you're eating and then closes when you aren't eating. I mean, whatever will they think of next comes to mind. Now that's a much better view, isn't it? Look at the wonderful olive groves and the fabulous Lake Couricyon. A home for so many different types of birds and plants. Don't forget, there are over 14 wild orchids dotted around there. So they tell us.
So, it's. I'm just trying to read the messages. The whole thing moves so quickly. Thanks, guys, for writing in. It's great how you take part again. Margaret Black, that's what the message I was looking for. And boom, it is going again. Wow. Okay, Margaret Black, social distancing is a joke here. There is always a group who thinks it will never happen to them. Very selfish people. So, and she is totally right. When I saw this yesterday again,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
today again, not even the local supermarkets here, they're running around, and I don't want to name any names now, but you know what is one of the bigger chains here. The staff is running around behind the meat counter, no masks. They restocking the shelves, no masks, no gloves.
No gloves.
And disinfectant is out on front door. They really given up. They kept to that at the beginning, but now all of a sudden they're slagging in it.
Which
that's a problem.
It is a problem, and it's at odds with what the World Health Organization announced today, that there is, on Tuesday this week, was the largest number of cases in a single day reported so far, 106,662, and that's the largest one-day number of new cases since the COVID-19 pandemic started back in December from Wuhan in 2019. Just in case you want to know, in the world at the moment of reported cases, correctly reported, I should say, there are 5,086,011, of which 329,419 fatalities. And here's the other interesting figure, the recovered numbers, 2,048,676, if they're to be believed. But there is a big difference between the total number of cases and the recovered cases, and I think part of the explanation is so many people end up being in ICUs for much longer than you might expect.
Yeah. See, and that's my worry here for the island. We're gonna open for tourism. There's no question. When we go around, when we all excited too, it's not all negative. We're really excited. We want to see the tourists back. We want to see this island alive, and we want you to come and explore this beautiful paradise, what's called Corfu, because it is a fantastic island, and with all the history and the music here, the food, the vegetation. Absolutely. I mean, it's unbelievable. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you go, that island is just taking your breath away.
I think you've sold it, Thomas. Yeah, nice.
It's just how I feel, you know. So.
No, you know how passionate we are about this.
Totally.
Kerkyra, it's a brilliant place.
Yeah, and I get much more messages in. Paul is saying, how will it work walking around the small, beautiful streets of Corfu Old Town for social distancing?
Good question.
A good question. I mean, it depends all on us ourselves. You know, why should the state put now rules together? They put the rules for the coffee shops together, so the distancing gonna be applied there, and where it's gonna be rigorously checked is in Corfu Town, because there's a lot of police presence. The municipality walks around and they're gonna fine you straight away. But what is with all these areas, what outside, more secluded? I looked at these things. There's nothing. They're not even preparing for social distancing. And we spoke yesterday with the taverna owner, and when I asked him, are you reducing your chairs, remember?
Yes,
are you reducing your chairs
and
tables and chairs? And the only answer I got, it's just so big, this thing doesn't matter really.
I think what he meant probably in his answer was that he wasn't expecting a full house, and there would be enough tables and chairs to spread people out evenly, kind of maintaining some social distancing. I'm sure if he had a flood of customers, he probably would remove some tables and chairs. Well, let's hope so anyway, hey?
Man, here is coming in a message. Thank you, Carol Harris. She is saying, we have booked the flights out in September to Balio Kastritsa, and we're just praying we allowed to come. I mean, September, I can say, somehow it's going to be a little bit safer probably, or is that when it comes,
we could expect that
the heat comes down and starts getting cooler a little bit. Is that when a second wave is hitting, like so many scientists warn?
Absolutely. The director of the CDC, Centers of Disease Control, keeps on reminding us that it's the winter months that he's most concerned about for a second wave, a very significant uptake in cases he's expecting. That's Robert Redfield, I think his name is. You often see him in those White House press briefings. He's always wearing a mask, by the way. He had symptoms. He was tested positive a few weeks ago, and he was in self-isolation, so presumably he's okay now. But he's very worried about a second wave coming. And the World Health Organization is absolutely trying to get a message out there that it's definitely not over. We're not out of the woods.
No, of course not.
And with those figures of the single highest daily case, I mean, it's not good, is it?
No, it is not. I mean, here, I got a question in from David Cotes. He's saying, anyone know what countries will be allowed to travel to Corfu be very interesting. And I think
Well,
you
we
had a
read
list.
we
no?
read a list out. I'll get it again. Wait a minute. Just let
Yes,
me
please.
find
See
my
if you find
notes.
your
No,
notes.
no, I've got it. I just
it's somewhere here. I know it's somewhere here. I can feel it.
Oh, it's around, don't worry.
But yes, there is some. Have you got what I know? There is Spain, Italy, Austria, Germany,
Yeah.
and
Here it is.
Slovenia, Croatia.
I folded it up. No,
yeah.
here we go. 11 EU states agreed on Monday, and this is because they can guarantee to minimise the risk of COVID-19, and they have similar infection rates, so they say, but we disagree with that. Anyway, the countries are Greece, Austria, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Germany, Italy, Slovenia, Malta, Spain, and Portugal. That's what the EU announced on Monday.
So that's these countries. What they having an agreement? They're gonna start traveling.
Yes. And there are other arrangements in foot. We were talking about travel corridors. There was one with Greece and Cyprus and Israel and Bulgaria. That was mentioned a week ago, wasn't it? And the other one from Germany, Austria, and down that way into Greece and Corfu eventually, I guess. But information, it's I wouldn't want to. If I was a betting man, not that I am, but if I was, I wouldn't put a bet on any of it, quite frankly.
I wouldn't put a bet on it either, because it's really confusing when you look through the whole things, and we're getting our news. So I'm looking into news agents, because we've done our journalism, and when I get the information now from fellow journalists, they're as confused as I am, and somehow it makes me happy, because I know it's not me now, but somehow it makes me sad, because if we as journalists can't get the right information, then that's bad. But here, as example, that can be concerns, and Philip Ferris is writing in, thank you, Philip, thanks for watching. It's saying, I wonder if tourists will avoid places where staff are not wearing masks. I would think mask wearing could be seen as beneficial.
Again, there's a lot of people who
I think it's right.
Disagree on that. I mean, even to this day, the World Health Organization's advice about masks is it's not mandatory unless you're actually performing an operation, I should say, and the mask should be reserved for medical personnel. That's still their take. However, most people seem to think that by wearing a mask, it does give you a little bit more protection and others around you, because, again, we don't know who's asymptomatic, i.e. carrying the virus without showing any symptoms. We simply don't know, unless everybody was tested and tested correctly, and we all know about that over the last few weeks. If you can get a reliable, accurate testing kit.
That's the thing. I mean,
exactly.
I spoke with you because I spoke with the fellow journalists in the United States regarding testing and what's happening with the test. But I want to look more into that one before we say anything. But it was a little bit of shocking news I received today. Okay, let me go and see. I got more messages. One for Nico Louvros, and then I got Ella Cella Apartments in studio again. But Nikos, thanks for writing, is saying, searching for flights in Kiwi. I have no idea what it is. Must be a search thing or what. Flights direct to Corfu. They seem to start on 15th of June with one flight Gatwick and from Gatwick, and two flights. One from Stansted and one from Gatwick. About the Village Grill, I can call you and tell you all about it.
Oh, please do,
that's a call for you later, man.
I look forward to it.
Please.
Yes, you got me mouth watering when you were going on about tasty gyros. Thomas, I just must make one point clear.
Yeah.
Thomas has had a lot of experience in the field of journalism in the past. I am not a journalist and I'm not a newsman. I'm an actor, and I just happen to be presenting this program. But I don't want to take anything away from all the wonderful journalists who are fully professional career people. I'm not one of those, I'm afraid. I'm just here presenting the news as it comes in from trusted news sources.
Yeah, definitely. And we're gonna check everything what we say here. We will check and double check and triple check. And thank you to you guys out there. There's so many of our viewers here who help us with that and sending us links in, so we can double check that ourselves, just in case we missed something, because we don't want to do that. So Ella Cella Apartments and Studios, that's the message I want to say. And she says, just curious, when there is a Greek night with dancers and singers, and do they have to wear face masks? I mean,
we don't
would be
know is the
interesting,
short
no?
answer, but it's a good question. We'll let you know if we see any goings-on, as it were, happening. But Greek nights with dancers and Greek music and food and everything, yes, it's a quintessential scene here of Corfu and right across Greece. We'll wonder. Well, we'll get back to you when we know for sure.
Yeah, and here I'm going over. Margaret Johnson is writing, when the shop yesterday, I went to the shop yesterday with mask and rubber gloves
Good for you,
on
Margaret.
there. No, was a long queue, which took me 35 minutes to get into the shop.
Cool.
So, and now I'm losing the message again. That's so great when it's happening. You know, it's Facebook. So Facebook is updating, guys, and we have a couple of problems. Should we disappear, don't hesitate. Just come over and log on to www.StudioKerkyra.com as we broadcast simultaneously on our website, on Vimeo and Facebook and YouTube.
And Twitter.
And Twitter, yes. To get into the shop, there must have been nearly 30 or more behind me.
Really?
And about 6 people, including myself, had masks on. Totally irresponsible. So out from 30 people, there were just 6 with masks.
Yeah, okay.
But what got me is that the shopkeepers, the people who work in there, where it's mandatory for them to wear the masks, are just ignoring this rule too.
Well, seems, dare I say, the world same over. You're experiencing similar to what we are here currently at the moment, Margaret.
So Peter Pauli said, oh, that's great now when I know this from Germany, so I can drive to Germany and then get on the plane in Germany. See, that's an interesting thought. Would that work?
In theory, Peter, you might be, but I'm not going to say you can. Who knows? Maybe there is some unresolved issue between Greece and the UK in terms of flying at the moment. I don't know. But it's interesting that the UK was not mentioned in that list of countries that I've read for the last week from any source in Greece. As soon as it is, you'll be the first to know. I absolutely guarantee it.
Yeah, Anita Raisin-Edwards is saying masks are not to be used by asthmatic, according to government and scientists.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Very
definitely.
Good point. We all have our views on masks. I think that if you are, and you're not asthmatic or anything like that, if you are going into a crowded place, particularly a confined space, then maybe it's a very good idea to whip out your mask. But I question people alone in their cars driving around wearing masks. I can't really, unless they've got a fuel problem and they're leaking exhaust fumes. I used to have a car. I'll better not say what it was. Well, I will. It was an Opel Kadett. And do you know what, Thomas?
How long
it was
are we
like
talking?
a mobile gas chamber. I had fumes coming in from the front, fumes coming in from the exhaust, and just to top it all off, a lovely smell of raw petrol. Oh, it was a delightful vehicle. Oh, not.
What was
the worst car I've ever had. Opel Kadett.
What 1984 by any chance, probably?
Yeah, probably. Yes, it was way a long time ago, of course, yes.
Mark Guvot is writing and is saying, I have a friend saying that flights are being missold at the moment, given as available, and then flights are being cancelled after you book. They cancel your flight, so they get to your money. Everyone should use caution. Very good point.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
So they're actually trying to grab your deposit, aren't they, or something? I've heard of this from other airlines. They grab your deposit and then, of course, they cancel. And, of course, if you want your money back, you're in for a long wait. That's still unresolved, isn't it, this issue of airline compensation? We've heard from the CAA and other aviation authorities, particularly this one in Greece, that they are putting enormous pressure on the airlines. But as we equally can understand, the airlines just simply haven't got the cash to pay out yet. That's why they're trying to push you to vouchers and other such schemes.
Yeah, but taking now bookings on, taking the money from people, and they probably know what we cannot keep to this flight arrangement anyway, but it keeps our cash flow going.
Exactly.
I think that's the whole cash flow exercise what we're experiencing here.
Could well be, indeed, that.
So
can't say for sure, but it's a logical guess, let's put it that way. I would hang on, try not to part with any of your hard-earned cash at the moment until you're absolutely certain that flight or holiday is going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And here I got the latest news on the others. The Greek Prime Minister has announced that they're gonna throw 24 billion euro in to restart the economy and tourism in Greece.
That's a good figure, and that's a good sign, isn't it? Yes. Well, let's hope. I'm sure he will.
24 million
Well,
to
they need
restart
it.
the
I mean,
economy. Of course, they need
we've
that.
been saying that for a few weeks now, that the hoteliers and all the restaurateurs here, just in Corfu alone, have really suffered and would have. Well, it would be terrible for them if they wasn't
It's
any
all,
sort of
yes, all the
season.
taverna owners,
So-
all the airport transfers,
Yeah,
all the
quite.
boat rentals and day excursions.
All the people employed in all
Yeah.
those jobs,
The
absolutely.
big market here. I mean, let's face it. 80% of the money made on the island is probably coming from tourism.
Probably more than likely, yes.
More
I
than
would think
likely.
so, yes. I mean, I read out a figure some weeks ago that the whole of Greece's GDP, 18% was tourism, but I actually think that's not a very accurate figure. I think it's greater than that, but that's just a personal reflection.
So here I got from Lavinia quickly, and she said, quite right. As far as I'm concerned, bearing in mind the high numbers in the United Kingdom, we haven't gone through a long and harsh lockdown to be infected
Exactly.
by tourism.
Really.
No, Greeks are naturally very defiant as a nation, but have in general behaved very responsibly.
They have. I would agree. Vinny.
Totally, yeah. My daughter is booked with Iberia from Madrid to come home in mid-August. Bloop, and the message disappeared. For my birthday, but she has a Greek passport. Okay, that's a different. When you have a Greek passport,
Yes.
is this
she might be all right on that one.
Repatriation then, no?
Yes,
in one sense, you can play that card, no?
You could, and that's definitely been the case. There's always flights available for repatriation when you can get them eventually. The other thing that I keep forgetting to mention, I think I mentioned it once, that throughout the whole lockdown period, the one international flight that's been kept going, would you believe, is between Belgium and Athens. Aegean have kept that service going, and they did announce the other day that they were actually going to increase the numbers of flights to and fro Belgium to Athens. So that's a good alternative place to travel from, Belgium. And of course, our hearts go out to people in Belgium. Bonjour to all our French-speaking friends. Belgium, as a per capita ratio of numbers of population to infections and COVID-19 fatalities, they've had it really bad. Still, I believe, possibly the worst in Europe. Pro rata, this is.
Pro rata. Okay. Here, more questions in. Thank you. Peter Paul is writing and saying, wow, where will 24 billion come from?
That's a good question,
That's
Peter.
a good question.
We can't answer that one. We'll have to direct you to Athens on that one, I'm afraid. But at least it sounds good, doesn't it, Peter?
It sounds good, yeah. So if they throw it in, the country needs it. Definitely.
Totally.
Margaret Johnston is saying exactly regarding, booking now, and then the airlines know they can't keep to while your money is in their account and probably gain interest, and you wait ages to get the refund. So if you're lucky, get the refund.
Exactly.
So it's all a money-making thing. Stuart Maroney said, we are booked onto Corfu Cassiope on the 20th of August. So far, we haven't been cancelled. So fingers crossed
Touching
we get there.
You.
Yes, we cross the fingers with you. Definitely. Thanks, guys. If you want to say something, if you want to comment, don't hesitate. Write a comment in here now or send us an email to inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. And my messages is coming. Mark is writing in saying they will raise it when interest rates go negative. Your money becomes their money. I mean, it is, what can you say? That's the thing, that's the situation. What most, I think, didn't expect. It was all the emphasis now, okay, how do we fight the virus? How can we get the tests done? Everything got distracted with politics.
And economics.
And economics.
It's the fear that the whole world economy is just going to go kaput. I think that's what it is. I mean, we've mentioned about the $3 trillion aid package in America. The Jerome Powell, the Secretary of the U.S. Treasury, he said just recently that he thinks that the U.S. economy is going to contract anywhere between 20 and 30% by the end of this year. That's absolutely staggering. And of course, rates of unemployment around the globe are shooting up. I think it's 25% at the moment in America.
Wow.
It's bad. 30 million or more unemployed and rising. Same in United Kingdom. We made the point, didn't we, just recently, that unemployment rates are shooting up. Let's say to the United Kingdom, I think it's 2.2 now. Only a few weeks ago or months ago, very recently, they were boasting of the UK economy having fantastic employment rates. In fact, the highest on record. It's funny, isn't it? The minute you say something positive and wonderful like that, just how quickly it turns to go the other way. I always remember back when I wasn't alive at the time, but Harold Macmillan, he had a famous line, "You've never had it so good." And what, this is in the end of the 50s, late 50s, within weeks or months of him saying that, it completely turned the other way. So maybe, Thomas, it's best to think these things, but just to keep them quiet because you don't want to tempt Providence.
No, definitely. What we can tell here from the beautiful island of Corfu is they getting ready here for you to come on holiday. And as we see and as we know now, things can change so quickly within 24 hours. So tomorrow it could be something completely different again. And then a day later, again, something completely different. So we don't know. But as long as they're taking bookings, as long as they're scheduling flights for a holiday, it's all right. I mean, here I'm getting in why I said 24 million, billion. Where is this coming from? Lavinia is saying the money will come from the EU, probably.
Hope
no? So it
needs to. I think Greece needs to have a lot more money coming in from the EU, quite frankly.
Quite
on
frankly.
a personal note, Thomas, I think going back before this COVID-19 pandemic, you know, I was of the strong opinion that over the last 2/3-4 years, Greece, I personally think, this is a personal opinion, nothing to do with StudioKerkyra or anything else.
No.
I think Greece was very harshly, negatively treated by many EU states, and finance ministers. Don't wish to single one out in particular, but I could do if I was pushed. I think they had a very bad time of it, and it's so sad, I think, as well, because last year they were getting their act together and they were saying that this year, if they had a good season, they might actually turn out of the economic woods and the growth would come back. Well, oh dear, with COVID-19, that doesn't look likely to be the case anytime just yet. But the 24 billion aid package there, from wherever it comes from, is, I'm sure, most welcome indeed.
Yeah, I think Peter Bolivar replying to Lavinia saying, "Yep, pew, the UK got out in time then." I don't know.
Well, we can have a very strong disagreement about that, Peter. Let me say for the record, I'm extremely anti-Brexit. If that annoys or upsets all our wonderful viewers and friends, I'm sorry. You are very welcome to live call me or write in on Facebook Messenger, and we can debate that till the cows come home. I'm ready and up for it. I have strong personal views of it. I think the UK never had it so good. When it was in the EU, it had the best of all worlds, and now it's not going to be in any world at all if they're not careful. That's just my personal view. What do I know?
I think it's, you know what, I mean, I agree with you. I cannot say anything different. You know, it's brilliant. It's just, I'm just sad about the future generation now not being able to take part in a multicultural Europe.
Exactly.
That's the one thing.
They spent 16, 17 years from birth expecting all of that and all the wonders that the EU could bring them, and now they're not even going to lucky to get to travel to the EU the way it looks at the moment. Let's hope this isn't the case. I've been praying secretly and privately for a change of heart in the UK, you know, in the spirit of collaboration, better in and out and better with more people so you can find the right solution rather than being small and isolationist.
Yeah. About bus travel, I got an email over here and saying, okay, guys, how is it if I heard we cannot rent the cars here when we more than 2 people? How is the
that's funny,
public transport?
We've heard
we were talking
4 different versions of that story. We've had 4 people, 3 people, and now down to 2. Anybody's guess on that one.
Yeah, it's down to 2, then down to 3. If there's a family, now they say, okay, if 2 adults, 2 kids, it's okay again for a family of 4. But no, the rent-a-car companies are opening up, and there's a few already open. We saw that they getting ready. They make everything, they get the paperwork done, they get the insurances done, they're registering the cars back on the road, because here in Corfu, the rent-a-cars, most of them close down in the winter. They deregister the cars, and then they register them in the spring again. This year, they had to wait a little bit. We know from Corfu City Cars as example. He is
Yes.
registering them back on the 1st of June, he
That's
said.
right,
No, 1st
yes.
of June he is ensuring registering his rent-a-cars, and he delivers them anywhere of the island, really. And even to the airport, he said, is not a problem. But no, they are up there running. Don't worry about that. And to the public transport here on Corfu, I mean, it's superb.
It is.
The buses are running now. They're very strict. If you don't have a mask on in a bus, they send you out. We heard that for
Yes,
a couple
we've
of
heard that.
years
We
now
have,
here on
yes.
Corfu. They
Yeah,
said they had some fights with a couple of people and said, no, don't wear a mask. You're not getting into the bus. Simple as that. And that's great.
It is indeed. And you'll be pleased to know, as Thomas just said, all the bus services are running as normal. On the further afield bus journeys, like the green buses, they're still running, absolutely, but you might find they've shrunk in size a bit. They are running sort of 12, 24-seaters, rather luxurious minibuses by the looks of things, but you're pleased to know they're green and they all have the sign of Kerkyra in the front window.
Exactly. And this is great. And you can, I think, last year a week pass was 19 euros, and you could
That's
travel
good,
all
isn't it?
over the island with these 19 euros. You can't do any cheaper. Then
Marvellous.
you also have the scooter rentals here, where some scooters, you can rent a scooter here for 15 euros a day. So
That's not bad, is it?
not bad at all.
No.
So, and it's fantastic. And now the sun is here, and the sun is here to stay. And I think we're not going to get any rain until end of September or October.
Oh,
I tell you that
you
now.
stuck your neck out with
Yeah,
that
no,
one,
I'm gonna
Thomas.
go for it.
Are we having a bet on this? I'm going to touch
bet on it.
wood
What do you
very
want, pizza?
quickly. All right, then.
We're betting a
I
pizza.
bet you
Okay.
a pizza we're going to
Great.
get a bit of rain between now and September. You've heard it here,
Yeah,
folks,
you
on
heard it here,
Unlocked
listen.
SK. Hold me to it, guys.
I will.
And girls.
But okay,
sure you
guys,
will.
it's great. It's fantastic talking to you guys. Thanks so much for all your messages. If I have missed any of your messages, I really apologize. I try to get it in to tomorrow's show then, and we can discuss that. But there's so many
Yes.
people, so many things we still can discuss. It's
Absolutely.
unbelievable. It's
Yes,
just
we've got
not
basically
yeah.
too much information for one day's broadcast, but hey ho, we'll bring it back tomorrow.
Yeah, and here, just the one thing, what you said, Jerry O.D. is saying, I agree with you, Adrian. Greece has been badly treated. The same Bollock is saying,
Thank you, Jerry.
God bless you, Greece. You have had a hard time. Spot
Thank you,
on.
Paul. You're absolutely right. Greece, beautiful country. You know that. Greek people, fantastic people. You know that as well. But the finance ministries across the EU, going back a few years, I don't think they got that message. We can talk about that till the cows come home. In fact, what a wonderful topic of conversation for a debate one day here on Unlocked SK.
Yes. Nikos Luvos is writing in, and that's a good info. He's just giving. Thank you, Nikos. He's saying EU currently putting together European investment package of 500 billion.
Yes, I knew about this. They are.
Greece
indeed,
will
yeah.
get some of this.
Great.
The UK, nothing, of course. London alone likely to lose 22 billion in loss in tourism this year.
That's a
How
very
will
good point.
Brexit help with that?
Well, it can't, and that's not. You're absolutely right, Nico. Your figures, what you've just said there. And here's another one. Just before COVID-19 struck. In fact, before the 31st of December 2019, did you catch the sheer volume of outflow of financials from the City of London? There was $1 trillion going at a week. I mean, you know, I don't know how London, as the international finance capital, is going to survive. I just can't see it happening, Thomas.
No, I can't
The
see it
maths
happening.
don't add up.
No, and that's what makes me sad, because what a great city, and what
London's the greatest city in the
the
world,
world,
I have
exactly.
you know. I'm not biased, of course. And of course, there are fantastic other cities. New York and Paris are amongst two of my favourites.
Oh, and don't forget Berlin,
Amsterdam,
Vienna, Munich,
Berlin,
Madrid,
yes.
Barcelona,
Barcelona is
Milan.
fantastic.
That's
I haven't
fantastic
been to
thing.
Milan.
But
I
one of
can't
the
say
cities
that.
I really like is Athens.
Athens is great too.
Athens
yes,
is beautiful,
we
man.
Overlook
And people
Athens.
don't realize how beautiful Athens is.
Stunning and fantastic museums, and the Acropolis is just something unbelievable. So is the Agora. Don't forget the Agora, and everywhere else. And there's a great metro system. Athens has got. Great city.
Definitely,
totally.
great
Yeah.
city. I mean, one thing I wanted to mention is about the Lord Mayor of Athens. I think he's great. You know, they had this new fountain unveiled.
Oh, right. I
Yeah?
didn't know,
And
Thomas. Tell me
so
all
they
about
had
the
new,
fountain.
The new, I forgot this place now, where it was unveiled, but Nico's going to remind me in a second.
I'm
Wait,
sure he
please.
will.
Yes, please help me. But they unveiled the new fountain. Fantastic. Nice fountain built in the city, because they're regenerating Athens. And for tourism, they're just a lot. And they're doing great work in there. So they opened the fountain up, but without ceremony.
Okay.
without any, party attached to it. Just quietly, let's switch this on, is nice, it entertains the people a little bit. And what he didn't knew, because Greeks are patriots, they
Oh,
love,
very much so.
So a lot of people gone there to see it, and next day he got slaughtered for it. How stupid that is to do that.
Oh,
You know what he did?
No.
He turned around and apologized and said, yes, you're right, it was stupid, I apologize deeply.
Good heavens, I didn't think you were going to tell me that. Yes, that's impressive.
As a politician for me. He comes out,
Apologise?
yes, I made a mistake, you're right,
Whoa.
and I'm sorry
Good
about
one.
that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he turned around. And all the other political parties, especially Syriza, they in fight a little
Yes,
bit.
okay.
No, he thanked them all and he said, guys, it was fantastic. We're modernizing the city. We make that great. And it's not just down to Nea Demokratia. It's also all the other parties.
Yes,
what
absolutely.
Syriza and. So he thanked the other parties at
Good
the
one.
same time for collaborating and making Athens beautiful again. That's a politician in my
That's
name.
brilliant.
That's
Yes.
fantastic. I
Good
make
to
a
hear.
mistake, I say sorry, and
Mm.
that's how it should be. Because
course.
when did you hear the last time a sorry from a politician in
I'm
England,
struggling.
in Germany, or in Austria?
I'm really struggling to
I'm struggling
find
too.
one in England. Yes, absolutely. But of course, they are all public servants, and I think
Yeah.
they seem to forget this. All many of them do, don't they?
I think so. But what the mayor of Athens?
Yeah, that's
He
great. George.
apologized. Man, we're all humans. We're all making mistakes. Come on, we don't need to be crucified. I mean, look
Absolutely.
at Priti Patel now. When I just carry on because just
Oh.
I'm in a swing in there.
Ah.
What she released last week
Ah.
is to be qualified to live in the United Kingdom as a foreign healthcare worker. You have to earn a minimum of £26,500 a year,
Where
and
did
the
they
minimum wage of a healthcare worker is 24,500. So did she
Yeah.
just shoot herself in her own leg?
Possibly. I was just going to ask you, where did she pluck that figure from midair from? I mean,
No, this was press
I've heard that.
conference. She given this was even in BBC News, man.
Right. No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
wondering where
sorry.
she got the figure from. I mean, why 26,500? That seems a funny.
I don't
figure.
know, a Kinder egg,
Probably.
the children's egg, what you have to have with this little yellow in that you get the prize. Oh, hey, that were the figures. But or a Chinese fortune cookie. But you never know.
Oh,
man.
well, yes, they're good.
I don't
aren't
want to talk. It's just
Mm.
when you see the difference, it's you look at the politicians here in Greece, and then you look back in England, and you see how the world about.
Yes. On the
It's,
subject, look, one thing I didn't finish off researching before I came on air, but you've just reminded me something. The last year, they've just released figures from the United Kingdom, and the last year, the UK had the highest amount of non-EU immigrants. 2016, didn't they? And they're still negotiating a way out of the EU, which looks like being the 31st of December this year. And yet, despite all that, they had the highest level of non-EU immigration. Doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't make sense to me either. But you know what I'm gonna say now again, because it's such a beautiful day. We had fantastic camera shots there. But again, guys, thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for writing the comments you write. It's fantastic how you take part. You guys make the show.
Oh,
so if
totally.
you have any questions, please let us know. Write a comment now, or send us a message afterwards, or go on to Twitter. Send us or mark us in a tweet at StudioKerkyra, or you also can send an email, inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. But that's all we have time for today. It was fantastic. Your participation was great, and we're very humbled with all the responses. We try to bring the best information, the most updated information to you. So if you have questions, don't hesitate. Just ask us. We're gonna find out, and we try to be on the ball. We're gonna bring soon some interviews too. We have some things set up, but as you know, this week is the first week for us. We're out and about in our mobile broadcast studio and broadcasting to you around the globe to give an update how it goes here in Greece and in other places around the world. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking part in our show. Wait, I have to look for the button, man. I got cold.
You got the button. I'm
That's
glad
so
you've got
great.
the button.
But until tomorrow, 6 p.m., we're gonna be back Greek time, or 4 p.m. UK time. But for sure, we will be back. No problem.
Good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Right, okay. I was going to give you one little bit of good news story, but it's not a good news story. It was a wacky story from good old Oz down under. Do you want to know what that is?
Yeah, of course.
It's off the coast of Queensland, near Brisbane, the Gold Coast, a popular spot for tourists in good old Oz. A man the other day did what everyone considered to be a noble deed. He jumped into his speedboat, raced off to the stranded whale that had got its fin trapped in a fishing net, would you believe? And then he swam to the whale and released it with his knife. And this had been going on for hours, because in Queensland it's the responsibility of the district authority to do such things. Would you believe, and there were a lot of spectators on the beach egging him on, would you believe that when he'd released the whale was safe, you'll be pleased to know, and swam off into deeper waters. Would you believe that when he hit landfall, he got arrested and fined?
What?
Yes, he's been arrested and fined, ostensibly for interfering with council property. And another one, you'll like this
What
one.
council?
Yeah,
what
the
council?
nets, a shark net. The shark
Oh,
net.
okay.
And the shark nets are a controversial thing in Oz, because on the one hand they're great, some people say, because they protect your bathers in a bay from sharks. It's unproved that. But of course the other side of the coin is that they are damaging wildlife, and there's a perfect example of the whale's fin getting caught. And anyway, he got arrested, and the other reason why he's fined was because he got too close to the whale. Well, the man was doing a heroic deed to save the whale's life. How on earth could he get arrested for that, just because he's too near to the whale? I mean, I don't make sense to me, does it you? But
no, I mean, there's a few things what doesn't make sense to me, as you know. And if we go carry on talking, we're here for another 12 hours, if not longer.
I've got some more good news stories, but guess what? I'm going to save them till tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
And I've got a wonderful update of the fabulous Sir Tom Moore. More of that tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're going to be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Greek time, 4 p.m. UK time. Until then, have a fantastic evening. Enjoy this sunny day wherever you are, and nice, great, happy wishes from us here on Corfu to you. So, Kali Nichte, until tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. And I hope all the wonderful people here on the Ionian Islands are enjoying their Independence Day, as it were, when they were formed back to Greece back in 1864. And thank you for all our wonderful viewers and followers for sharing your time with us here. Stay safe, enjoy the rest of the day wherever you are, and as always, a very good afternoon to you all.